welcome back to my kitchen garden. I've had such a busy week, honestly. My feet have hardly touched the ground. I took on a part-time job at the beginning of the year, but it wasn't really for me. It absolutely wrecked my knee, standing for hours. But then I had some good luck. Middle of March, I was offered a job at a garden centre, and I've been working there ever since, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm in my element, as you can well imagine. So I do 3 shifts a week, and I'm still studying. I'm doing my horticultural course. I had an assignment I had to get in this week. So I just have not really been filming an awful lot. I have managed to do a couple of projects which I will show you. So rather than me waffling, I'm going to turn this into an April tour. I'll show you front and back garden and what I've been up to. So can you hear that pigeon? That, I think, is an escaped racing pigeon. It's not the typical pigeons that we have in this area. It's paired up with a white pigeon, which I don't know if that's an escaped racing pigeon as well. But they've coupled up and they've nested underneath my neighbour's solar panels. And he's been cooing all day long. It just has not stopped. He must be exhausted. But I don't know if he's just protecting the nest from predators, protecting his female or the eggs. I've never heard anything like it. It's just been hours since daybreak. I mean, I got up about 6 o'clock this morning and he was already cooing and it hasn't stopped. But anyway, let me show you around the garden. So I've noticed today that the rose is covered in buds. So I think that's going to have quite a nice display this year. So I've been retraining it into a fan shape. There's a few hollows that side, but that's older wood. That may bush up, but if I get new shoots, which I can see there's a few at the bottom, I can possibly replace them in the autumn. But it's looking positive. I'm really pleased about that. Now look at my apple. This is Ellison's orange. How pretty is that? It's absolutely beautiful. And it is covered. So this is its second year. Last year I removed any potential fruit because it was the first year it had been in. But you never know, this year we might actually have an apple, 1 or 2. It's really very, very pretty. And my little fig has got some figlets. There's a few there. There's one there. And another. So it seems to be quite happy in that little spot. Oh, there's some more down here as well. If you can see them. So that needs a feed. Some raspberries. I have 2 salvias or ornamental sage. These are hot lips. Now this one I'm going to lift and divide and put in the front garden. I'll show you the front garden later because I did a makeover last year and it's coming back to life. That one can stay there. Clematis has got lots of flowers on it, but I'm wishing now I'd replace the trellis before it come back to life, but I'll have to do that next year now, or in the winter. So I'm particularly happy with the strawberries. They look so healthy. They're putting on loads of growth. I've got lots of flowers. So even these are in their 3rd year, and they look really, really happy too. So let me show you what's going on in the greenhouse. These are destined for the front garden. So I've got delphiniums, pink hollyhocks and black hollyhocks. These two are from seeds that Ali sent me. I've got my sweet peas, which I think I'm going to start hardening off. My chilies are picking up now. These are their cayenne. I've got one nasturtium. Now tomatoes have just romped away all of a sudden. So again, these are all seeds that were sent to me by Ali. So I've got brown boar, rebel starfighter, and black beauty. And these are the Copper River. They actually want a good drink. And Lola Rosso, cauliflowers, onion sets. Still not sure what I'm doing with those, because the ones out in the garden do look like they're recovering. So I might end up giving these away to a friend who's just got a new allotment. Marigolds and cosmos. Oh look, that cosmos has actually got a bud. Wow. Okay. Down here I've got my pots ready with 3 halos in for the tomatoes. I've then got 2 more trays and 3 more halos. And then up here I've got 2 chilies, Scotch bonnet and Cheyenne. Now I'm quite behind. These are my runner beans. This is Scarlet Empire, climbing French beans Cobra, climbing French beans Golden Gate. I've got some calendula, 3 courgettes, 2 for me, 1 for a neighbour, and then 18 sweet corn. But as you can see, nothing's germinated yet. And then I've still got all these to do. So I have got some Purple Queen Dwarf French. Now, I've grown pongo for the last 2 years. They were kindly sent to me by Bill and Val. I swore blind I'd save some seeds, but can I find them? So I don't think I'm going to be having any pongo this year unless anybody has some spare seeds and could send them to me. That would be wonderful. I've got some more salad leaves, chard, spinach, some radish. So I bought these. Meant to buy climbing. I bought them in a rush. Didn't realise until I got home they were a dwarf, but that's fine. I've got some Kent blue peas, which again were from Bill and Val, so I need to sow those. Danny sent me the Brad's Atomic and the Heinz, so I need to do a couple of those. I've got my carrots to do still. tigerella. I've done my calendula, so I can actually put that one away. So yeah, I need to get a wiggle on really. So the broad beans are looking fabulous. So many flowers. So I think we're going to have a good crop. There's been nothing from the potatoes yet, but that's not surprising. But what I am concerned about is the honeysuckle that was struggling, and I gave it a good feed of Epsom salts and sulphate of iron, and it picked right up and it put on loads and loads of growth, and now it's going all yellow again. So I know my soil is very alkaline, so I've given it another dose of the iron and the Epsom salts. So all I can do is just keep my fingers crossed that it'll pick up again. This is from the other side. I didn't realise honeysuckle was going to be so difficult to grow, but it's proving to be a bit tricky. So this is my bistro area. I shall be adding lots more bedding plants to colour up this little corner. I should probably put a plant on the table as well and add some cushions just to make it look more homely. The herb garden has settled in very nicely. But I'm going to take you to the patio area and show you what I've been up to. So most of this week I've been making over the patio area. So I began with the chairs. They've had 2 coats of Danish oil and they're looking smarter now. And if you remember, I had a pallet. I'd had that for about 6 years, but it had finally rotted at the bottom and was no good. So I had plenty of offcuts of the decking boards that I'd used to make my raised beds. So with all the offcuts, I've managed to make myself a set of plant shelves, and they're going to sit where the pallet used to be. A bit fiddly, but it's nice and level. And then because of the weather, I took them in the greenhouse and gave them 3 coats of Cuprinol country cream to preserve them. So now it's a case of just dressing them. And it's this that I'm particularly happy about. I had the water fountain for some time now, but the container that it was in was too small for the fountain, so consequently the water just ran over the edge and emptied very quickly. So this is ideal. It's the right size. It's not really spilling much water at all. It hardly needs topping up. And I just love the sound of that trickle while I'm sitting out here. It's just so soothing. Well, I think that's it for today. So that was my April tour. It's a real period of transition now as we're sort of approaching mid-spring. A lot of the plants that I've got growing in my greenhouse, once they're hardened off, will be going into the beds, and so the beds are going to be filling up pretty quickly soon. So yeah, it's a really exciting time. But also I'm actually approaching nearly 2,000 subscribers, which is really exciting. So thank you for everybody that's been following me. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe and hit the like button, and if you tap the bell icon, you'll get future notifications as well. So I'm hoping that I can reach 2K by next month, and maybe you can help me do that. So thank you so much for your support. So until next time, I'm Annie, and this is my kitchen garden.